From Madeline Klein dishing out behind-the-scenes secrets, to a Reddit AMA by a former crew member and some interesting revelations. This is why Outer Banks without CGI looks crazy. Starting off with the gator scene, or, the rotisserie chicken scene. If you had to bet on one character to make it through anything in Outer Banks, it'd probably be John B., the series protagonist. But let's be honest, everyone thought that he was done for in Season 2 during the alligator scene. I mean, how many people do you know who've tumbled with a gator and lived to tell the tale? Exactly. But John B. managed to subdue the gator and leave the water unscathed. Okay, a tad scathed. But hey, I'm just happy he made it through for more near-death experiences on the show. Did you know the gator scene was one of the cast's favorite scenes from Season 2? Yup, they all came together for an interview with MTV News where Madeline Klein revealed something pretty interesting. So remember how Chase Stokes' character was appearing in and out of the water in that scene? Well, according to Klein, that was because they had the propped alligator on a rotisserie-like rig. And as the rig made a 360 turn, so did Stokes. The cast laughed while they recalled watching the scene in real time. Imagine how that scene would have looked without CGI. Just Stokes bear hugging a fake alligator in the water. And on that note, Klein thought she'd actually hurt Stokes during the scene. Stokes' on and off screen love interest, Klein's Sarah Cameron, was the one to come to his rescue at the end. The actress had to stab the alligator with a knife to make it let go of John B. However, Klein claimed that in the whole tussle, she thought she'd accidentally stabbed Stokes. This would have been a whole lot more concerning had the knife not been made out of rubber. But according to Klein, she didn't even think about that at the moment and thought she'd seriously hurt Stokes. The rest of the cast members then chuckled as they remembered how Stokes was still holding onto the rotisserie gator for dear life, while the cameras stopped filming to see if he'd been hurt. Stokes just shrugged it off. He was in the zone and luckily unhurt. That might have been the cast's favorite scene, which was made all the more cinematic with CGI. But do you want to know mine? The crab scene from Season 3's first episode, hands down. The third season of the Netflix teen action-adventure series started off with a bang.
That's the way it's always been.
The core cast is now on a deserted island they've named Poglandia. Everyone's still reeling from what happened in Season 2, and JJ's been having difficulty adjusting to the island's crab infestation. Now, naturally, the Pate brothers didn't actually release a swarm of crabs to attack JJ. It'd be funny if they did, sure, but nothing would ever be as funny as the cartoon chomp sound from when a crab bit JJ on the foot. Nothing, trust me. The scene was actually intensely discussed in an Outer Banks subreddit, where one user revealed that he laughed so hard that his teacher found out he'd been using his phone in class. Yeah, it was that funny. Think of the most animated cartoon chomp sound you can. And that was the exact sound that was played 33 minutes into the episode. It was so funny, and everyone on Reddit seemed to think so. Save for one guy though, who thought it just showed how far behind Netflix was in terms of CGI. But everyone responding to the comment pointed out that someone from the team probably added that in on purpose. You know, just for giggles. And boy did everyone giggle. While we're on the topic of Season 3's first episode, the plane crash scene would have looked insane without CGI. While JJ's trying to hype up Poglandia, Pope, Cleo, and just about everyone else is trying to find a way off the island. It's been a few months since they've touched shore after Season 2's shipwreck, when they noticed a plane flying overhead. They signal the plane down and this weird guy named Jimmy comes off. When I say weird, I mean really weird. Anyway, everyone ignores Sarah's pleas to not fly back with the guy, but they don't listen. Klein's character would have probably told the rest of the Pogues, "I told you so," when they discovered Jimmy's ulterior motives had the plane not been crashing down. The scene was so intense. Jimmy's fighting the group, they're fighting back, and Pope's there standing in a corner just asking for anyone to fly the plane. The scene had a lot of camera angles, sound effects, and some pretty realistic looking CGI. I mean, it looked pretty real to me, but Jimmy eventually regains control of the plane, and it sort of crashes in Barbados. Okay, and now back to a scene that probably could have been done with better CGI. It's when they replace the female lead with her male stunt double in a scene. Picture this. You're watching Rafe and Kiara barely making it out of Vo Hall. Within an inch of their lives. The scene has everything. It has a thrilling backdrop, background music to really get your heart racing. And then it has Kiara being replaced by a man? No, that can't be right. But that's an editing oversight that actually found its way onto Season 3 of Outer Banks. The camera has the two 20-something leads with their backs facing the screen running away. And right in the next scene, they're replaced by their much older stunt doubles. Eagle-eyed fans noticed immediately. Many took to Twitter to joke about Madison Bailey's character being recast. I wish I could tell you this was the only scene where a stunt double got more airtime, but no, it's happened before too. Twice, actually. One in a scene where Pope and Cleo get on a motorcycle, but the next scene has Pope somehow going bald, and another scene where JJ and Kiara are running away in one scene, but switch hair colors in the next. Hey, a few technical oversights are fine as long as they give us a good season. And they have. Frankly, the CGI team had to go into overdrive with Outer Banks, especially since, they're not even shooting in the Outer Banks. That's what a Reddit AMA with a former crew member on the show revealed. So while the show itself is set in a fictional town, it's set in the very real Outer Banks found in North Carolina. It's also a place that's pretty close to home for the series producer Jason Pates. Now you'd think Pates hit the producer jackpot with this one. He gets to film on a ready-made set that's also close to home. But no, that's not the case. So according to the Reddit AMA, the Pates brothers decided not to shoot in North Carolina because of the state's discriminatory House Bill 2, which states that transgendered persons would have to use the bathroom that corresponds to their birth gender. Yup, it's the infamous bathroom bill. So the showrunners decided to take production elsewhere, to South Carolina. SC is pretty scenic, sure, but it doesn't compare to the real deal. We have to admit that. So the crew members had to really put in more effort to get the CGI on point. This included filming on beaches, sand everywhere, and just a whole lot of effort. The former crew member also said that the Pate brothers really wish they could film in North Carolina soon. It'd really take the load off the team, that's for sure. And maybe the few hiccups they've had with the crab scene and the stunt double scenes wouldn't have happened if they had shot in the actual Outer Banks. Who knows? The series has been renewed for a 4th season, and I have a hunch there's still a lot more to come from the Pogues. Maybe they'll finally shoot in North Carolina after all. So from Madeline Klein spilling the tea on the Gator scene to a Reddit AMA that revealed shooting secrets, this was all about how Outer Banks looks crazy without CGI.